Okay, this video is to give you the instructions for the record and edit assignment. So we're looking at the assignment here on Canvas. Assemble the provided files and a recording of your own making. So what we're going to make is something that's got music, part of the file that I recorded, some more music, a recording of you introducing yourself, more music, the outro. This will all make sense in a minute. Be sure to fade into and out of the music sections, export the whole thing as a WAV file, and upload it to Canvas using the class naming protocol. And I'll go through all this. So you can get the files from this Google Drive link. So when you click that link, it takes you here. So there's a file called Bensound Creative Minds, which is a royalty-free music thing that I downloaded from bensound.com. And there's a file called Talking Wave, and then this is just the Google Doc with that stuff. So if we open Studio One, we make a new song. We should name the song 2020-0918 because that is the date that it is due. So use the due date in the name of the file. We should save it. I'm going to save it on my hard drive in Loyola 20 Fall. Sample rate 44.1. Okay, so if we click OK, we now have the session. So we should add 3 tracks to the session. So if we click the plus button up here, it will show us to add tracks. We want to add 3 of them. They're all audio tracks, and I'm just going to call them audio for now, although we're going to rename them in a minute. So this first track we'll call Jeff because that's where we're going to put the thing of me speaking. And then the next one we'll call speaking. And the bottom one we will call music. Now, what you want to do is import the 2 tracks that you downloaded from the Google Sounds, or from the Google Drive. So this Bensound one, we're going to take that and put it in music. And you can just drag it in and put it there. So we should now have, if I click here, and then I'm going to take the one called Talking To, that's the one with my voice, and bring it up here and put it on Talking To. Now what you want to do is we're going to edit these things. So let's move this and let's see how long we want the beginning to be. I got to get to where I can hear a little bit here. So let's go to the beginning and... Hi, welcome to this video. Okay, so that timing actually works pretty well. Let's just go to about right here. I want to select the razor tool and cut that there, and then go back and let's move this out of the way. And then I want to make the music fade out, so I'm going to drag this little handle here. You can also change how quickly things fade out. I want to get this right up to the edge. So let's see what this sounds like so far. Hi, welcome to this fake podcast. This is the introduction. Okay, and so that's the introduction. So we also want to cut this, and we're going to keep this other part for the end, so I'm just going to slide it down here some. Now we want to have a little more music after the introduction, so then again we can like kind of cut this here, drag that back, make this fade in and fade out. Now, what you would do right here is record something. So what we can do is turn on the record enable. Go right here. I'm going to mute these other tracks so we don't hear them while this happens. It's going to start recording wherever you put the cursor. So we've record enabled this track. I'll hit record. And this is the part where you're supposed to introduce yourself. You will record this part yourself. It's okay if it doesn't sound great. It's okay if you just use the external microphone on your laptop or the headphone microphone from your Apple earbuds or whatever. But here's the spot where you record yourself speaking. Okay. If you need to adjust the timeline view, you can click and drag up here. So let's bring the music sort of to here. This other part of me talking is going to go over here. So we can fade that in there. Helps if I put the headphones down. Cut this again. Make another fade. And then for the outro music, let's get to the actual end of the song. So what I'm going to do is roll this up like to here and then drag this back over here. Like that. So we should now have a whole little thing with some background music and some talking and all sorts of stuff. So let's unmute these things and listen to the whole thing. All right, what do we have? Hi, welcome to this fake podcast. This is the introduction. And this is the part where you're supposed to introduce yourself. You will record this part yourself. It's okay if it doesn't sound great. It's okay if you just use the external microphone on your laptop or the headphone microphone from your Apple earbuds or whatever. But here's the spot where you record yourself speaking. And this is the outro. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so there we have a thing. Now, you might think some of this stuff's too loud and some of it's not loud enough. So if we come down here at the bottom and open the mix dialog, we have faders to control the level. And we're going to get deeper into all of this signal routing and controls in the Digital Audio Workstation next week. But I just wanted you to play with it a little bit here. So let's say the music needs to be a little bit softer. And the thing that I recorded here should be a little, both of these should maybe be a little louder. Let's see how that works. Hi, welcome to this fake podcast. This is the introduction. And this is the part where you're supposed to introduce yourself. Yeah, so that's not that. So the other thing that we need to do now is we need to export this so you can turn it in. There are a couple of ways to do this. We're going to use the start and the end markers. So if we look up here in the upper left, there's a marker track marked by this little flag. And we see at the beginning there's a start marker. And if we go out to 5 minutes, there's an end marker. So let's take this end marker and bring it up to, oh, darn it, bring it up here to the end of the track, or the end of the stuff that we've recorded, and put it sort of right here. So now, make sure I hit save. I also want to go into the song menu and select copy external files. And it brings up this dialog. Yes, I do want to copy these external files to the media folder. So we will now see that where I have this saved, let me show you this. Loyola 20 Fall, this is the project. In the media folder is the thing that I recorded and the other two files that I imported. You want to double check and make sure that that is the case. So when you come back to this, you will have the audio files that you need. Now let's export. So if we go in the song menu, export mixdown, select between start and end marker. We want to name it with the file naming protocol 20200918 underscore last name, which is Albert in my case. Check the format here. I want you to make a WAV file. I want it to be a 44.1 kilohertz sample rate, 16-bit resolution. Between the start and end marker, that's what we need. So we click OK. And it does it. The little dialogue happened on the other monitor, so you didn't see it, but it was pretty fast. And so now there is an additional folder called Mixdown, and that's where it puts the file. So wherever you saved your session, there will be the session folder, and inside the session folder is the song file, the media folder, which contains the audio files that the song file refers to, and there will be a Mixdown folder, which then is what you will turn in on Canvas. This WAV file is what you'll upload on Canvas. So there you go. That's how you do the assignment this week.